In this podcast episode, Ben Shapiro dives deep into the significance of Election Day, emphasizing the critical nature of voting and the potential consequences of the upcoming election. He reflects on historical elections, noting how narrow margins have determined the presidency in the past, such as Donald Trump's victory in 2016, which hinged on just 77,000 votes across 3 states. Shapiro stresses that every vote matters, urging listeners to participate in the electoral process to safeguard their freedoms and influence the future of the nation. Shapiro passionately argues that voting is not just a civic duty, but a privilege that many around the world still do not enjoy. He discusses the foundational principles of democracy, highlighting the importance of checks and balances established by the Founding Fathers. He cites James Madison's Federalist 51, which underscores the necessity of government accountability and the role of the people in maintaining a functioning democracy. Shapiro warns that democracy can only thrive if both sides of the political spectrum are willing to accept the outcomes of elections, emphasizing the need for mutual respect and understanding among citizens. As Election Day unfolds, Shapiro shares his predictions for the race between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. He believes Trump has a strong advantage in the Sun Belt states, including North Carolina, Georgia, Arizona, and Nevada, while Harris's strength lies in the Rust Belt states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Shapiro notes that recent voter registration trends favor Republicans, with more registered Republicans than Democrats in key battleground states. He highlights early voting data indicating that Republicans are outperforming their 2020 numbers, particularly in Pennsylvania, which he identifies as a crucial state for Trump's potential victory. Shapiro discusses the dynamics of voter turnout, particularly among different demographics. He expresses skepticism about the notion of a shy Harris vote, arguing that there is no substantial evidence to support the idea that voters are concealing their support for Harris. Instead, he posits that pollsters may be overestimating Harris's support due to a fear of underestimating Trump's base, which has historically been underestimated in previous elections. Shapiro emphasizes that the enthusiasm among Trump supporters is palpable, suggesting that this could lead to higher turnout on Election Day. The podcast also touches on the role of celebrity endorsements in the election. Shapiro critiques the effectiveness of celebrity campaigns, recalling how Hillary Clinton's celebrity endorsements in 2016 did not translate into electoral success. He contrasts this with endorsements for Trump from figures like Joe Rogan and Megyn Kelly, who appeal to a more traditional voter base. Shapiro argues that these endorsements could sway undecided voters, particularly women, who may be hesitant about Trump but are concerned about the implications of a Harris presidency. Shapiro warns that the stakes of this election are higher than ever, suggesting that a Trump loss could lead to significant repercussions, including potential legal troubles for the former president. He discusses the implications of a Harris victory, predicting a shift in policies that could further polarize the nation. Shapiro expresses concern about the potential for increased censorship and government overreach, particularly in light of recent discussions surrounding social media platforms and their handling of dissenting voices. As the podcast draws to a close, Shapiro reiterates the importance of voter participation and the need for Americans to engage in the democratic process. He encourages listeners to make their voices heard and to recognize the privilege of voting. Shapiro's predictions for the election reflect a belief in the resilience of Trump's support base and the potential for a Republican resurgence in key states. He concludes with a call to action, urging everyone to vote and to be part of shaping the future of the country.